It is time for race number 20 of the NASCAR Winston Cup Series 2001 season as these drivers for the first time ever head to the Chicagoland Speedway in Illinois for the Tropicana 400. I'm Joe Cussing alongside me, Trey Bardo. And Trey, the first time any of us have seen this brand new Chicagoland Speedway, first, opened building in 1999. Finished building the track here in 2001. We're here now racing at Chicagoland for the first time, and it's a crazy qualifying order. What do you expect to see from what should be a crazy race at Chicagoland?
Well, I'm basing it off the order, Joe. It's going to be an unpredictability type of race again. So, is it fair to say that I don't know what to expect exactly, especially since it is our first time here?
Well, Trey, I think the drivers and the teams will be honest. I don't think they know what to expect either here at Chicagoland. They did have a Busch race to try and, maybe get some data off of if they have some alliance teams down there. But otherwise, Trey, these drivers and teams going in kind of blind to this racetrack. It's gonna be fun to see.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say, Joe. I mean, this place looks amazing, though. I'll give it to the track workers in NASCAR who all, pitched in here to design it. I mean, it looks fantastic. It's just, well, what's the racing product going to be about it? I know these fans are absolutely packing this place right now to see what it's like too. So I'm excited.
Yeah, I was going to say, great to see a packed grandstand for the first time out here at Chicagoland. Hopefully, can stay on the schedule for a good amount of time if they keep getting these packed grandstands in. But let's talk about the qualifying order. We've been mentioning it. The top 6 are from 3 different teams. That's, you may say, all right, that's kind of normal, right? 3 different teams. And when you say Roush and Hendrick are 2 of them, you immediately go to maybe the third team is, Joe Gibbs, DEI, RCR, but I don't think anyone expected PPI Motorsports, Trey, with Brandon Beal on pole, Noah Clifton in third. They were some of the best qualifiers yesterday.
Yeah, it's that's weird. Hey, at least on the bright side, our McDonald's talk might be a little bit better this time around. But yeah, that's what a run it was for this team right here. A first and a third in qualifying. We'll have to see if it can translate over to the race pace though, and maybe they'll get the best team finish that they've had so far this season.
I will say for race pace, watch for those 100 cars starting on the outside. Keegan Thompson, Justin Zidell were 1-2 in practice. The 100 cars have brought some speed. Kind of barred Brett Sierra, though. Brett in practice down below the top 20. He qualified 20th on speed, moved up a few spots because of inspection. But Trey, the point series now had a great weekend. Do you think he can rebound? He's starting 17th in this race. He's on the inside lane. We've been talking to drivers and teams. The inside definitely going to be the place to be with how narrow the groove is here at Chicagoland.
I mean, Joe, have you seen him the last few races?
Yeah. I can remember all too well.
Does that tell you anything?
Never count out Brett Sierra, I think is what I'm learning.
Yeah, I don't think you got to worry about that 25, trying to find his way up to the front. I would even go with, I mean, there's a lot of big names back there that could find their way up front here during this race.
Yeah, you have the JGR cars both starting outside the top 15 with Jericho in 16th. Matt as well as outside the top 20. We'll see if those drivers can fight through the field. All the DEI cars did not qualify well. We'll see if they can move forward. Keyshawn Richardson a little bit lower starting. So we'll see how that shapes out throughout the race. But also have to watch for the drivers that failed inspection. It's a newer racetrack, and a lot of cars failed post-qualifying inspection. 5 cars go to the, well, 4 cars go to the rear of the field. 1 car missed because of failing inspection. That was 19 Walker Davis. Think about DeLello was set to start in third. He's at the back of the field. Mitch Corbett set to start inside the top 15 for the number 66. He's at the back. Corbett's teammate Nolan Lawrence also failed inspection. Rise Bridge set to start inside the top 20. Also failed inspection. So Trey, this is a newer racetrack, right? The groove is narrow. These teams and drivers knew qualifying is probably going to be very important because it's going to be a little bit harder to pass on the long run here at Chicagoland. Also, you think about wanting to push the arrow as much as possible because of how narrow the groove is. You want to try and stay as close to the guy in front of you as possible through the corner. Do you think something like that had to do with this many cars failing inspection after qualifying?
Well, it's like you said, it's a new track. So these crew chiefs, when they're tweaking the car, they might quote unquote cough forget a few things. It might be quote unquote cough breaking the rules. So they forget about it. But NASCAR, they caught them, so they had to fix it back and make the car legal. And we'll have to see if those changes are really going to affect what they end up doing here today. And if they do, then I mean, you can't cheat, but if they don't, and you didn't really need to cheat in the first place, but hey, it's all right. I respect, again, like I said, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see DeLello coming from the back of the field. He'll be starting in 39th here today. Was set to start in 3rd, so we know that car is pretty fast. But Trey, for the first time here at Chicagoland, it's a beautiful day for racing. Clear, sunny skies, 80 degrees is the temperature here, so these fans getting a nice, hot, warm day to enjoy this racing at Chicagoland. They do have a little bit of a breeze. 4 miles an hour in the south direction is the wind here at Chicagoland. No chance of rain, so we'll be perfectly fine to go all 54 laps here in Joliet, Illinois, around this 1.5-mile D-shaped oval, the Chicagoland Speedway. 18 degrees of banking in the corners. Think about, compared to last week at Daytona, there was 18 degrees of banking in the tri-oval. So, and that was considered small banking for Daytona standards. 11 degrees of banking in the front straightaway and 5 degrees on the back straightaway. And obviously this track opened in 2001, the first race here in 2001. It's a 54-lap race, and the field window 27 to 30 laps, so just around the midpoint. They'll have to come down pit road for fuel and tires, especially tires. These tires are going to be wearing out pretty massively with how new this surface is. We're expecting to see maybe a second, if not more, of fall off over the long green flag run. And we'll see if we get any long green flag runs. Normally a newer racetrack, these drivers could be antsy on the start because they know that's the time to gain most positions. So we'll have to see if they can survive in a long green flag run or if we get caution after caution as these drivers try and make spots up on starts and restarts. About time to get going here at Chicagoland for the Tropicana 400. Let's go on trackside for the most famous words and war sports to kick off the inaugural Chicagoland Winston Cup Series race.
Drivers, start your engines!
And there roll off the 4-2 cars for the first ever NASCAR Winston Cup Series race here at the Chicagoland Speedway in Joliet, Illinois, getting ready to get going. And the man starting in 5th, he wants some redemption from Daytona Trey. He dominated, leading over half of the laps, but still fell short in the end. Can he possibly try and get the redemption starting in 5th place and move to the front and maybe win this one at Chicagoland?
We'll have to see. I mean, it's Roush, Joe, so I wouldn't be surprised, right?
Yeah, they've been dominant this season as of late. They've kind of fallen off to Hendrick, but who knows what they have up their sleeves. And also watch for Justin Atkins. He's kind of gained some ground as of late in terms of the speed department. Trey, do you think maybe the rookie shutters have kind of broken off Atkins? He's ready to get going now, that 29, content for wins?
I mean, RCR it's been a very interesting season so far for them, so I think Justin wants to show that, everyone that RCR is still in contention to win races here, so it seems like recently he's been really doing that.
And you see as they work their way through 3 and 4, the darker groove, the bottom 2 lanes, that's going to be the groove they'll be racing in all day long. If you get out of that, you're into the gray, you're into the marbles, so this could be a narrow groove for these drivers to try and get into and race each other. At the front, Brandon Beal on pole, Keegan Thompson to his outside, Clifton Seidel Stout are the front 5, the green flag is in the air, and we're underway the first ever Tropicana 400.
Well, Joe, it might be a new track, but these guys aren't acting like it is. They're already 3 wide in quite a few spots throughout this field.
And we had teammate on teammate action right there. Clifton moving by Brandon Beal, 3 wide for a second. Caden Lind being aggressive to the bottom in the 0-1. Leader of the first lap, Clifton, and they are 3 by 3 behind, racing off into turn number 1.
That's these guys always really like to test the limits of these tracks, and it seems like they do it wherever they go.
Man, this is already chaos. More chaos than I thought we would be seeing here at Chicagoland. Down the back straightaway. Look at this mess of cars racing off into turn 3 and all the way in the bottom. Brett Seaver gaining many spots in this start. This is exactly what we wanted to see because Chris Jericho's still middle of 3 further back in the field. And look at this. This is 3 wide, 5 rows deep.
Yeah, every time they come off the corner, there's at least someone that's like trying to get out of the way of someone else or they get really loose off the corner. I don't know. I mean, if you pay attention, someone normally makes a dramatic move. So keep an eye on that. That might end up being the cause of something, or it could cause something, that is. So, but like you said, Sierra is he's on a mission right now.
2 cars have gotten away single file. Now make it 4 at the front of the field. Still Clifton leading. Caden Lynn moves up to 2nd in the 0-1. To 3rd goes Conrad Evans. To 4th goes Keyshawn Richardson. Now Sierra in 5th trying to get away. We have cars in the wall and a car around.
Whoa.
Riley Sprowton, Ronald Kennington, that was the 44 of Osgood, Eli Bright, Tim Guerrer back here. I saw Fritzweiler up against the outside wall. I don't know if he was trying to just miss or if he got involved, but the yellow is out early on Chicagoland, racing back around to complete the 4th lap. At the front, Clifton still leads off Caden Lynn.
Look at 3rd. It's Conrad Evans, I didn't even see him make his way up there.
Yeah, he was sneakily, on that start. He was on the inside, but moved his way up. So Clifton, Lynn, Evans, and now these drivers have to sort the mess out. As Roger and Justin Seidel may have banged some doors right there as they're trying to get through. Chris Jericho in the middle of 3 has to watch for that. Second in points. Might just want to back out of that and just, let the one have the space for now.
Yeah, this is always the scary part is when they have to settle it back down. But it seems like they're getting the hang of it here.
Yeah, now, the tower's probably yelling over the running order and where everyone should be lined up, and now these drivers and teams have to try and negotiate that. They've only completed 4 laps, Trey, so I don't think we'll be seeing drivers come down the pit lane this early.
It's a new track. I'm not going to put I'm not going to take a guess whether they would or won't come down.
I guess that's true, but so far, no one inside the front 5, no one inside the front 10 is coming down, so it looks like, Trey, most of the field will be coming down. If not, maybe, the drivers towards the back that maybe got some slight damage will be coming down.
Yeah, you'd have to think Fitzy, like you said, he was in the outside wall. I don't know if, like you said, I don't know if he was trying to avoid it or... Actually, no, it looks like he's staying out, so... Maybe the ones that were blatantly involved in the wreck are going to be the ones coming down. So the 28 for sure, to 77 for sure. Bright's coming down. Oh, he does have big damage.
Yeah, that driver's side door stops that he got involved in the big way. Oscar looks like he has some front-end damage on the 44. So looks like it was about a 4-car accident. We'll go see the reason for the first caution flag ever in the Winston Cup Series here at Chicagoland. Well, Trey, here it is. As Eli looks out 4 wide on Laura Chung, the 23 is going to get up and scrape the wall, and right here as they come off the corner, I think Eli expecting the 23 to get into the wall but come down, but that never happened. Eli just moved down and kind of spun himself off the front bumper of DeLello.
Yeah, I mean, you just kind of got to mark that down to an overreaction, really, by Eli Bright, and you don't see that too much out of him, but, I mean, right here, look at this. Watch this. Tim Gary barely got involved with 66. Oh, so close. And this 71 is just going to ride behind Kennington here, still waiting. He's clear now, and he's going to get by Kennington there, and he's home without a scratch.
Yeah, that was a great job. Tim obviously has some slight damage, but nothing too terrible. So in all, about 4 cars involved in this one. We'll go take a look at it in real time, see just how fast everything unfolded with the aid of Eli Bright. And really, Trey, when you look at this, there were a lot of cars that failed inspection back here. DeLello, Spurley, and Lawrence all back here, and then the 66 Corvette. So, I mean, all the cars that failed inspection right around this crash, and it looks like they all, except for Spurley, were able to miss it.
That's what happens when you're starting to back out the pack. It's one of the scariest places to be, and you never know what'll happen. And right here, pretty decent wreck. So we'll have to see what these drivers feel like after we go back to the green here, and maybe they'll learn to calm it down some.
Yeah, we will have to see. At the front of the field was pretty calm with Noah Clifton out in front. He's led the first few laps uncontested in the Tropicana 400 at the Chicagoland Speedway. Well, Trey, the lights are out atop the pace car, so we'll be going back green this time at Chicagoland, but we have a McDonald's car in second, so I think it'd be foolish of us to not do the McDonald's lunch chat now.
Yeah, I agree.
See another one in the background. Brandon Beal's not too far back either in the 96.
And we have our substitute right in front of this one, so
that
it's all right.
True.
We got this.
They're all running pretty well with McDonald's stickers on the cars. But last week at Daytona, we asked, should NASCAR incorporate an out-of-bounds rule for Super Speedway races? Trey, you were mixed on. I don't think you really gave an answer. You said yes and no, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I didn't give an answer, so I said I'll pass on that one.
Yeah, so 86% said no. So
there you go. Good thing I didn't give an answer then.
Yeah, completely one-sided right there. But this week, Trey, we have an interesting lunch chat to talk about for Chicagoland, as we'll see the results in 2 weeks' time because there's an off week next time. But with these newer tracks being built, obviously Chicagoland, Kansas, kind of sister racetracks being built this year and first race running this year, which style of track should be built if more new tracks are going to be built? Should they be shorter tracks under a mile and a half? Should it be mile and a half ovals like we see here at Chicagoland, Kansas? Or should it be bigger tracks like super speedways 2 miles or over?
I go with the second option. It's a good mixture of both. We have enough short tracks. We only have 2, quote unquote super speedways, but that's all we need. And then I like races like this because you get a little bit of everything, and that's what I'm going to go with.
You're right about a little bit of everything. As the green flag's back out, we have a PPI car leading, a Team Savco car in second, then Roush and RCR. So you got the mix of kind of the mid-pack teams and the front runners at the front for the lead. Caden Lynn's looking out Noah Clifton down the backstretch, which is not a straightaway at all, Trey.
No, it's at this track you're pretty much turning constantly, and it's got to be I bet you half these guys' arms are going to be extremely tired by the end of this.
Caden Lynn trying to get down block. Keyshawn Richardson, the 0-1 leads as Ronald Kennington taking his car to the garage. He's done for the day in the 77. Lynn led the lap, but Keyshawn Richardson wants to lead through 1 and 2. Conrad Evans, and there's Brett Sears started out in 17th position, and the 25 already up to 4th place with Keegan Thompson, his teammate, filling the hole to the inside.
Yeah, these, it seems like no matter what, at some point or another, you're going to get back into a little bit of a pack here. Well, the front two now are going to actually pull away by quite a bit, so I think Evans might be using the draft with the Richardson to get away from everyone else.
It looks like it. Maybe, just build a gap and try and do it, but right there he's going to look out for the lead in turns 1 and 2. Kenny stick it on the bottom, 3 wide further back as they shove up into each other as they race down the backstretch. Still these two get away, and then the battle for 4th is on. Sierra on the outside. How about Lathan Strickland up inside the top 10? He started back, outside the top 20.
Joe, half of these people right now in the top 10, I didn't even see them coming up through the field. Everyone's been pretty quiet making their way through, but once they, make their presence known, it's we can see why.
Yeah, Mathis well started on the outside row. Kukulan was back there for the lead. Kukulan's teammate Conrad Evans wants RCR's first win of the season. Drag race down the backstretch with Keyshawn Richardson to the outside. Keegan Thompson lurking in 3rd, looking to get Hendrick back to victory lane. They had won 4 straight races until Kennington broke that streak at Daytona.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Joe, first and third, that is, with the biggest, I guess you can say, biggest top 2 rookies last season. Keegan Thompson, obviously number 1 with the championship battle, but then Conrad Evans, he really showed his wings there too. So it seems like the rookies of last year really struggled this year so far.
It did, but Keegan found his footing, after that Pocono win. He's really moved up nicely in points, so we'll see if Evans gets a victory, at some point soon this season, maybe he finds the footing and starts performing on a much more consistent basis.
Yeah, I would definitely think that. I mean, the Evans team in general needs some sort of jump start, and it's never too late for that, Joe. It's never too late for a jump start. You just gotta, hopefully you can find one. Oh, Beal was about to slide up in the Brett.
Yeah, this is getting close back
actually,
here. Brett Searad moved nicely through the field, right? But now he's up top, 3 wide, falling back, and look, there's a few cars back on the inside, but his championship rival, Chris Jericho on the 18, that new Starburst sponsorship it's getting close with Brett Searad as they race off 4.
I thought Roger Ray and the 18 got into each other there with the way they moved up the track, and that wouldn't be the first time this season. Actually, I think Ray might be blocking Jericho?
I think he was, because now Jericho's on the outside behind Brett. Can the 18 clear the 26, who, remember, started out back because of inspection, so really good run for Lawrence through the field. Same with DeLello. These drivers have started back flying through the field. It's crazy town down the backstretch into turn 3.
I'm still trying to figure out what the 55 was doing with the 18. I mean, again, it wouldn't be the first time those two would, oh, I hear it.
Yeah, Beal got to the wall.
Was that Beal, maybe?
Yeah, it was the 96.
Huh, interesting. Oh my goodness!
I think the 18 wanted as good of an arc into the corner as possible, but Beal was up there and they about touched into 1. That would have been massive.
Well, Joe, I said it. The 96 had good qualifying speed, but it does not seem like he has the best race pace out there, and he's falling like a rock at the moment, really.
It is interesting to see, though, that his teammate Noah Clifton is hanging tough inside the top 5. Currently in 4th is Kukulan. Scrapes the outside wall in the 30. He'll drop the outside lane back. As up at the front, still Evans leading with Keyshawn Richardson trying to get there. Beal and Kukulan will make contact further back in the pack, but still the front 2 in the championship running right near each other. Jericho trying to get a run on the outside, maybe get clear, but he's going to get stuck on top of the 9-3 Jack Haas to his inside.
Yeah, Jericho's been quite frustrated the last couple of races with the way he's been performing. That's the thing, though. It's not even been bad. He's been doing about average, if not a little bit better than average all season long, and he's still frustrated with that.
Yeah, that's just the disappointment he's feeling, is that, he's not doing terrible, but it's not good enough with how Brett Sears's been performing. These two keep battling. Up front, Keyshawn Richardson passed Conrad Evans for the lead. Keegan Thompson got to 2nd. Now Evans looking back for 2nd. The battle for 4th is on. Lathan Strickland with Mathis Wells to his inside. Zidell's moving out. Noah Clifton starting to fade back. Matthew Burnett. How about Nathan Barrett running strong inside the top 10? Luke Rennie just behind him. Then you have Caden Lynn, Mitchell Collins, and Roger Ray, Nolan Lawrence, and all these others. And then you get back to the mess back here with Sierra and Jericho and all the others around mid-pack. So the front of the field a little bit calmer, but this mid-pack still just as crazy as it was on the restart start of the race.
I do have to admit, so far, I'm liking the way this track is. The first couple of guys all spread out, but then you get back here, and it's just a pack, and then you even have some more guys behind these, a little bit more spread out as well, and I'm liking the racing, Joe.
Yeah, this is very, very good. The front of the field, they're still battling, but it's not as crazy as it is back here. But then you get the crazy stuff back here that you can't take your eyes off, but you're going to have to at some point because they're still battling up towards the front, as the front two in the championship are side by side through turns 1 and 2. Jericho with the preferred lane should take the spot from Brett Sierra to try and maybe gain some more points back that he's lost. At the front, mostly single file. There's the battle for second, and Conrad Evans takes it back away from Keegan Thompson. While doing that, because they were running side by side, slows him down. Keyshawn Richardson gaps in the 99.
The real question is, we only had one driver out of the race from that wreck. I believe that was the 77 of Kennington. How are these guys going to deal with the lap traffic if and when we do come up to it? Because it looks like we are catching, the 44 in the 8 of Eli Bright. So probably within about 10 to 15 laps, I'd say we're going to catch those guys. So I'm really curious to see how they are able to get around them.
Luckily, it's just, those two that are kind of together. Then you have the 28 a little bit slower, or a little bit faster, and a little bit slower than kind of these race leaders. So while they're probably going to catch them at some point during the race, it shouldn't be detrimental to the racing product because they are spread out here at the front. And also, they're not so terribly slow that they're going to be, in the way that much. This battling for a second, Keyshawn Richardson loving it because look at the gap he's pulled over the side-by-side battle between Mathis Wells and Keegan Thompson.
Yeah, it seems like Richardson was just able to pull, and with this, it's really going to help him in. With those two guys fighting, it pulled, what would that be, 4th through maybe 7th or 8th in?
Yeah,
so,
looks like back to Baird and even Luke Rennie and Caden Lynn are joining.
It makes you wonder if these guys battle more here, it brings everyone else behind them in, and then eventually, if they stay battling, it's going to bring in that bigger pack. So these guys might want to figure it out here, and it just looks like Evans' car just fell off.
Yeah, it looks like he maybe drove the tires off it. He was racing very aggressively trying to get up to the front. He possibly could have just drove the wheels off it. Now he's struggling on the long run, but luckily for him, we're only about 3-5 laps away from having to make those green flag pit stops.
So he just kind of has to subdue as much damage as he can here and hope he doesn't fall out of this pack too much, so he can hop back in. He could even do the undercut if need be, but we'll have to see what that 31 team's planning. But Lathan Strickland, he's still hanging tough here in top 5.
Well, Trey, talking about pit strategy, I talked to a few crew chiefs before this race this morning. I was wondering, what's the strategy going to be if you have to pit under green? And a lot of them were kind of scratching their heads about because it's going to be a tight road to get onto. So that's going to slow you up. You don't want to maybe stay out longer in case it slows you up so much to where you're trying to get around cars that are on the inside lane trying to pit. But you also don't want to be involved in the congestion on pit roads. So these crew chiefs are kind of scratching their heads whether an undercut or maybe an overcut would even work better than an undercut.
Ooh, so that's good. We're confused up here, and also the crew chiefs are confused. So we really have no idea what's going to happen. Oh.
Yellow.
Oh! My goodness!
Jack Haas, Noah Clifton, Evan Hunter, 43.
This is twice now he's been upside down this year, isn't it?
Oh my gosh, I can't. What in the world happened there?
I want to say this is the second time he's been upside down. There's a lot of cars.
Yeah,
Holy
that's
cow.
That's a lot more than we had originally seen.
Wow.
There's Brett. Looks like he got away.
This is the huge one, Joe. That looked to be about, what would you say, almost 10 cars?
Yeah, that
43 is torn up.
Yeah, there are a lot of torn up race cars. There are some missing the whole front end. That's going to be one to watch, and I think that's obviously going to take a lot more out. But now they're right at midway, so this is perfect for these drivers to come in, and they know they can make it for now. They'll have completed 27 laps. There'll be 27 to go, so it's perfectly at midway when they'll come down the pit lane.
Good thing for the crew chief, so they don't have to worry about when they want to come in, I guess. It was pretty much handed to them.
Do you think a bunch of the front runners front runners, crew chiefs went, oh!
Yeah, they were pretty excited to not have to worry about what's going to happen now. So we'll have to it's easily going to be 4 tires and fuel. You have to think that. But real question is who's going to make the changes that they need to make to have them competitive for the long run? Assuming we do get a long run, it will have them up front by the end of this. But if we don't get a long run, then I don't know who's gonna be in the best of mind state, I guess.
We've also seen pit road be a dangerous place this season, so watch out for that. As I don't know if the 55's on the lead lap or not. He may have actually fallen a lap down, trying to repair damage. Looks like Keyshawn Richardson over Mathis Wells. Here comes Keegan Thompson with Zidell and all these others. So it looks like most of the field kind of hold serve leaving pit road.
Yeah, I don't really see that many changes, if any at all. And then it seemed like we were pretty clean too, so good job, guys.
Yeah, it looks like everyone did a perfectly fine job as Keyshawn Richardson enters first and leaves first, but he's going to have some lap traffic to deal with on this restart as somewhere on the tail end of the lead lap. Let's go. So we have to round the caution. It looks like a massive crash towards the midfield here at Chicagoland. Well, Trey, we talked about how, the groove's so narrow here. Noah Clifton up out of the groove, having to check up to keep that car under control. Jack Haas not ready for it, up into him, and this is going to create a massive accident in the tri-oval.
Yeah, this is not gonna be good. But the 37 just kind of taking a slide. The 93 has it under control here, and all of a sudden, just caught him.
Yeah, retaliation.
Fitzy nowhere to go.
Oh,
that 37 or 32 took a hard hit.
Yeah, right into the concrete. Fitzwater then drives away with some, a lot of damage. But right here, it's not over. As cars are coming in, there's the 4-3 Roberto Crown Jr. He hits Clifton up into the air. Evan Hunter hits Beal through it with Jericho, but Haas goes upside down. There's Brett Sear making it through, but it's not over. Haas gets hit by Kukulon, but behind, here comes Atkins into Clifton, but it's not over for him either. Edwards, and then there goes Mills and Ruiz into the 29, sending him into the air with the 10 of Tim Gary. Jamie Stammer Jr., Jay Rando also near. So, Trey, 2 cars on their lid, 3 cars on their side at least, and we had about 4, even 5 in the air.
That was I mean, look at the track, Joe. There's nowhere place for anyone to go.
Yeah, that was a crazy one. We'll take a look at it from a few more angles and take a look at it in full speed just to show how vicious some of these hits were. Here it is again, Trey. Just see that speed difference from that angle, especially just how fast it was. Right here, not intentional payback, but some sort of payback. But God, this just shows how terrible some of these hits were. Look at that.
Oh my word! I'm scared for this Atkins one. I mean, watch. Ready? Just. Oh my word!
Yeah,
that's. Luckily, it was passenger side, but still, that was a hard hit. And then, I don't think there's very many people that drove away from this. Gary did. I know Fitzwater did.
Hernandez.
But other than that, I mean, if you had small damage, sure, but those big guys are just terrible.
Yeah, we'll go take a look at this wreck once again from another angle to try and see some more of what happened. So, Trey, one more look. With Haas getting into Clifton, spinning him down. See, Roger Ray barely avoid it. He's going to be the
Clifton
leader
here. Oh, jeez. Oh, and the 93 even had a hard hit, too.
Oh. And then right here comes Atkins.
They're all slowing up. It's just that they have no time to get completely stopped here. And then, jeez, oh, man. Well, talk about a rookie season for that 29.
Yeah, it's not been great at all for Atkins. At the front, Keyshawn Richardson led them into pit road. He didn't lead them off because Roger Ray took fuel only on the pit stop. It's going to be the 55 with the race lead in the Tropicana 400 for the second restart of the day. Well, Trey, here we go for the second restart of the day, and this one's going to be a chaotic one for sure. Roger Ray on no tires, just fuel only, leads this race with 3 cars on the tail end of the lead lap in front. But the car count out is massive. Bippy Ruiz, Tim Gary, Jose Mills, Jordan Edwards, Roberto Crown Jr., Zach Fitzwater Sr., Jack Haas, Noah Clifton, Justin Atkins, Evan Hunter, Jay Rando, Kukulon a lap down. The cars on the tail end of the lead lap, like Riley Spurley-Tube, the 44 of Oskin, and the 8 of Eli Bright. We have 26 cars technically on the lead lap because these drivers are definitely going to be slower. But how is Roger Ray going to go on this restart with no tires, Trey?
Just wait and see.
Already the 99 has amazing acceleration.
Yeah, I don't know what the strategy.
Oh
my goodness! Oh my goodness! Oh,
3 wide to the inside.
Oh, I don't know what's going on with Eli Bright. Wells is gone.
Yeah, Mathis just got away. Roger as well got a gap, which could be good for him because he took fuel only, remember. Now Zaydel gets through. The 55 issue! It's going to be a crash. Eli Bright's in the outside concrete. The 17, the 99. They're still wrecking up ahead. And into it goes Chris Jericho, but Brett Sierra missed it.
Wow. Well, we were wondering how, this restart was going to happen with the lap cars and stuff. And I think we figured it out. I hope Eli never went over. We never really saw the ending of that, but he's driving away, so that's good. That was Holy cow. How did Sierra get out of that?
Yeah, can you believe that Brett Sierra, the points leader,
No, I don't believe it, Joe. How did he miss that?
and Chris Jericho involved in it? He has a lot of damage in that 18.
He does, I think. Wow. That, we have more stuff to unpack, Joe. This
Yeah.
might be the race where we have the most DNFs. I think Eli's been upside down.
Yeah, that's a lot. Unless it just happened from a car maybe hitting him in the roof when he was
I
on
hope
his
not.
side.
That would even be worse. I
could
think I'd
be,
rather
yeah.
just go upside down than have a car hit me. But wow. Did you expect that, Joe?
Not the slightest. But I think Roger Ray, whatever I don't know what the strategy call was, but obviously didn't work out. We'll go see what happened. Obviously, the 55 pitting caused a stack up with the pack, and it's on from there in turns 3 and 4. So Trey, this all starts up at the front. Roger Ray gonna be pitting in the 55. Obviously, whatever the pit call was, it was not gonna work out. The 24 and these others are sliding up, and there's just not enough room. And the 17 slides up into Keyshawn, who can't really go much higher. It gets up into Eli and Oskin. Hard hit for the 44. Eli up off the ground, but unfortunately, the ride for the 8 is not yet over.
Yeah, he's gonna just kind of sit here. He's hoping it's okay. Just missed the caution light, so good job for him. He didn't have to pay for that. And then right here, before he slipped away, I saw this. I go, oh, good, he's gonna go back down, but no, he doesn't, and he's gonna end up rolling it.
He went back down, but it took a little bit more to end up on its wheels.
Luckily, it was a pretty
Soft
gentle.
roll.
Yeah, pretty gentle. He was able to drive away, so that's good. Almost getting hit by Keyshawn again, but luckily he didn't. But then Joe, that wasn't the only thing that happened this lap.
No, it was not. Conrad Evans and some others wrecked up in front, and it included second in points Chris Jericho. Go see what happened to cause that part of the accident. So Trey, racing off into turn 3. Roger Ray's pitting ahead. Conrad Evans trying to get low to miss the crash. The 55 on the apron gets hit. Evans takes a hard into the concrete.
Oh.
The another spin up into the 18. Sierra narrowly missed it. There's Eli flipping in the background.
I question the pitting choices of the 55 team, because without him, this wouldn't have happened. I don't know what to say. Joe, we're almost tied with a record we broke this season at Charlotte, and I don't want to do it again.
No, well, fortunately, we're still under yellow. We'll go take another look at what happened. We'll try and calm your nerves more. We'll see exactly what happened to Chris Jericho on the 18, because it looked like he was maybe going to be able to miss it, but there were some other issues that happened underneath him. So, Trey, here's exactly what happened to Chris Jericho. Just take us through what you see here underneath him.
Joe, I don't even know where to start. I mean, it's just carnage. I don't know where to say. Everyone was below the apron and missed the first one, and then all of a sudden Roger Ray goes, yeah, guys, I got a pit now. So then they're trying to get up top. It's a 1 to 1.5 lane groove. No one's going to go above it, and you can't fit 4 cars into a 2-lane groove. It's just not how it works. And people that just couldn't afford to be involved into a wreck are involved in a wreck. We have cars flipping. Eli Bright, he's driving away somehow. Don't even ask me how he does it. We have the 18 of Jericho, whose points lead is dwindling even more. And I don't know.
He's not the points leader. His
not
gap
his
to the
points,
leader.
but you know what I mean, Joe.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm saying. I'm flustered.
His championship chances are definitely dwindling by the minute.
There's one person that's happy about all this stuff, and it's Brett and the points, and not the points leader, but the race leader. I don't know what's going on anymore.
He spoke of the race leader. Matheus Wells started mid-pack in the 20. Luckily, he's not back in the midfield because of what's all happening. But Jericho's teammate leads the Tropicana 400 under the 3rd caution flag. So, Trey, this race will restart with under 20 laps to go, cleaning up the 3rd accident of the race, our 2nd major accident. Matheus Wells still out in front, but add a lot more names to the retirement list, including, the 8 of Eli Bright, the 44 of Oskin, Conrad Evans, 55 of Ray, 21 of Boyd. There's Chris Jericho, 25th is all he'll get in the 18, 12 of Mitchell Collins. Then a lap down for Kukulan and Riley Spurgeon. Spurgeon will be 2nd in line, 21 cars on the lead lap, with Matheus Wells leading. 2nd place is Idell. Keegan Thompson 3rd. Lathan Strickland in 4th, and Luke Rennie in 5th. You have Caden Lynn 6th, Laura Chung 7th, Nathan Barrett 8th, Noah Lawrence 9th, and Zach DeLello has the earnings for that 97, currently inside the top 10. So might we get another new winner We can find out the top 3 have all won, but behind it's a whole mess of drivers that have never won. Green flag back in the air. Wells gets away as the lap car in between. He in second place will help him out here.
Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah, Lord Chung, I think, was trying to block Nathan Baird, but Baird got low 3 wide. And that 60's had a really good race, so I can't fault him for being aggressive. He wants to get going now because that car looks pretty good.
Yeah, oh, here comes the he's gonna slow up majorly. But yeah, the 60 has been doing. Oh no, please don't. Okay.
I think Jordan Stout got to her inside. She was kind of a mess of aero, and she got a little tight there. But luckily, Riley was up out of the groove. Right, he gave them the groove.
I'm just gonna get nervous with every move I see at this point, Joe. I don't know what to expect anymore.
I guess so. We expected this to be, kind of straightforward race. Not fully straightforward, but at least decently straightforward. This has not been anything straightforward at all. I mean, I don't think anyone expected this cast of characters at the front of the field after the start of this race.
No, I didn't expect it, but I mean, at this, oh my goodness, Keegan. Yeah, I don't know who's gonna. I mean, I guess the force to be reckoned with now is the 20, and everyone else is just kind of jockeying for position.
And think about Matt as well as getting that gap. Really good for him to keep battling for second place. He can just try and keep pulling the advantage because side by side at a place like Chicagoland, new pavement, you lose tenths at a time, up to a second, maybe even over a full lap. So now Luke Gray's clear in second. We'll see if he can run Matt as well as down. Nathan Baird up to third for Morgan LaCour Motorsports. Nolan Lawrence, after failing inspection, went to the back of the field for Oscar Motorsports. He's up inside the top 5, but Jordan Stout and Zach DeLello are coming back, but these two did not play nice at Daytona. They're not playing nice again. DeLello 3 wide to the inside of his teammate Stout.
Oh, yeah,
and,
I think.
Yeah, close quarters racing.
I forget who it was. I want to say it was Stout. I don't think he was the happiest with his teammate.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but I think it was in interviews where he said something along the lines of "love teammates" or something like that, and I think there was a bit of sarcasm within that sentence. So I didn't get to follow up with him on that, but we're gonna go with the he wasn't happy with the 97.
You can only assume that was because Stout was dominating the race, and when someone made a move on Stout, the 97 decided to go with the guy who made the move and not his teammate.
Yeah, that's not really how you play that. I mean, I could be wrong. There could be team orders in the play, but I don't think that's how you play that.
So, DeLello just went 3-1 on his teammate Stout there, so obviously maybe angering him more, but another driver's moving to the front. It's Baird's teammate, Diego Yepez, having a really good showing in the 4 car as well, as you have Nolan Lawrence and Brandon Beals come back to the front. Remember, start out pole in this race, had a fast car, fell back, but now his cars are DNFing. He's moved back up inside the top 10 with Lord Chung and the 01 of Caitlin right behind. Still at the front, Matheus Wells leading Luke Rennie, the 88 cutting into the gap just a little bit, but back here, just inside the top 10, it's craziness. Look at Zidell, 3 wide around the top, trying to get a run and get by.
Yeah, that Ford was put in the middle and just kind of died. I don't know what happened there. It really seems like it's not happening. And the 24 is also falling off quite a bit too, so I don't know.
Oh no! Beal with Yepez and Zidell. There's the 40-25
watch
Sierra
out,
missed
guys.
it. And I think it's just going to be a smaller accident. Yellow flag is out again.
I'm okay with a smaller accident, Joe. That was, oh, I got nervous there for a second.
Matheus Wells leads the back, but his gap is erased. Luke Rennie, Nathan Baird, DeLello, Thompson are going to be right there with Lawrence and Caden Lynn. Stout, Zidell will have some left side damage. Lord Chung, I think, missed it, but Brett Sierra again, Trey, narrowly escapes disaster in the 25.
I hate to say it, but when's his luck going to run out?
he's at the summer months have been his time. We'll just say that.
I don't want to see what happens when, he it's not his time anymore, but geez, Joe, that's another caution underneath the books.
Yep, 4th caution flag here at Chicago, and the field should stay out because we're going to be restarting within the final 10 laps. So, if you get tires on, you're probably not going to have enough time to get through the field. Looks like that's what the front runners are thinking right there. So the 4th caution flag is out. Brandon Beal with a spin down the backstretch, and Diego Yepez and Justin Zidell also collected. Go see what happened off turn 2. Well, Trey, the 2 McDonald's cars in the field right here, they're right together, and I think they have a little bit of a disagreement. Caden Lynn's looking out 4 wide. He's not necessarily inside of Brandon Beal, but the spotter of the 96 has to probably be calling looking, and Beal's giving him room, but there's not enough room on this racetrack as he gets up into Yepez and Zidell, and luckily right here in front of this many cars, we only got the 24, the 96, the 4, and the 40 really involved in this.
Yeah, it could have been a lot worse. Watch Strickland. Just missed it. Same with Brett. Just missed it.
Lord Chung on the outside. Yeah, Lower Chung around the outside. Stanworth and the 33 and the 17 also narrowly missed. And luckily, it was simple spin once these drivers got out of the pack for the 96 and the 4. Go take a look at this wreck once again in full speed from a different angle. Well, Trey, here it is for the wall camera looking down the back straightaway. There's the contact. There's the spin. Look how close this is for the guys on the inside and the outside.
Yeah, no offense to Lynn, but I agree with you, Joe. That was just kind of impatience at its finest right there. That's where I wouldn't say veterancy, but what's what I'm looking for? Experience and patience really come into play. I mean, you're faster than quite a bit of those guys, and you're going to get the run anyways. So you just wait those couple extra seconds till you're on the quote-unquote backstretch fully, and you just pass them that way. You don't have to force it 3 wide and ruin guys' days who have been doing a really good job of avoiding everything. So, like I said, maybe just a miscommunication with the 0-1's driver spotter combination there, or just lack of experience is what I'm going to rack that up to. It's harsh, but it's the truth.
You know what, Trey? Caden Lynn out of Team Sabco for next season, and Brandon Beals replacing him. So, I don't know. There's probably not the best friendship there.
Yeah, but don't bring the multi-money cars into this. Bring the drivers into it. Words, not actions.
Saying, he's probably not going to cut Beal much slack.
Fair enough. I mean, maybe Beal's going to cut him slack because it is his car.
Yeah, so caution flag is out. Mathis Wells with the lead in the 20. 8 laps to go when we take the green flag, Trey. No cars have gone to the garage from that accident, so we still have the 21 on the lead lap, 23 left running. And at the front, Mathis Wells looking for another win this season. Luke Rainey, who's never won, in second. Talk about upsets. Nathan Bear would be a big upset at number 60. Zachary DeLello trying to get back to victory lane. Same with Keegan Thompson. Nolan Lawrence is number 1. He's in 6th. Caden Lynn in 7th looking for his first win. Jordan Stout trying to get back up there in 8th. Zidell is damaged in 9th. And Laura Chung inside the top 10. Also watch for Strickland 11th and Brett Sarah in 12th. They narrowly missed that last crash. So Trey, can Wells hold on, or will someone like Luke Rennie get their first ever win the Winston Cup Series?
I don't know. Well, I guess only time will tell. And looks like Luke wanted to make a move, but he can't. That's going to open the door for Baird. Yeah,
Baird got a really good restart in the 60 to the inside for second place. Keegan Thompson low and DeLello for 4th. But it's going to be Nathan Baird in second. He'll be the one to try and track down Mathis Wells here.
I'm going to be honest with you. I think Luke had enough time, and he timed it right to where he could have went to the inside, but I guess maybe his spotter said you had to go to the outside with this run, and it really did not work out for him.
No, it did not. Now he went from second in a really good spot to try and pass Mathis Wells. Back to now on the outside, still falling back as Caden Lynn moving up inside the top 5, looking now low for 4th on Luke Rainey. As at the front, Mathis Wells leads. Nathan Baird trying to track him down in 2nd. Keegan Thompson the 1 in 3rd place. Then the battle for 4th. Luke with a nice run off the top of turn 2 should get clear in that 4th spot.
Do you have enough time though to get back up into this battle for the lead? Though is the real question.
He really needs them to start battling, you have to think, right? Because with how hard it is to pass on worn tires here in Chicagoland, you have to think that getting through 3 cars is going to be a tall task in just 6 laps.
Yeah, it definitely is, but I mean, it could be done. You never know. It definitely could be done, and I'm not going to count anything out for the rest of this race because with how close some of these guys are racing, stuff could definitely go down.
Nathan Baird not gaining on Mathis Wells. Obviously, the 20 from Joe Gibbs Racing, a lot bigger team than Morgan with Motorsports. So Nathan Baird just happy to be in 2nd place right now. Keegan Thompson in 3rd, probably hoping he could try and find a way around this 60. But, with how narrow the groove is and you can't really get out of the dirt near the car in front, it's going to be a little bit hard to make passes at this stage in the race with the worn tires, with now just 5 laps to go for Mathis Wells, looking for another win on the 2001 Winston Cup Series season.
Yeah, Baird might not be able to catch Wells. Actually, it looks like he might be closing in a little bit.
He could be using the draft down the straightaways. You think he's just far enough back where he's not getting the dirty air through the course, but getting the draft down the straightaways?
You know what to see. I mean, last time around it was .28. Now he is catching. Oh, there goes Keegan.
To the inside for 2nd, but Baird slams the door shut. He'll try and get down, get lower to get out of the draft of the 20 through the corner. Now down the back straightaway, Nathan Baird, Keegan Thompson, Luke Rainey all trying to chase down the 20 of Mathis Wells. Just coming around to see 3 laps to go this time by. Caden Lynn, Jordan Stout, the rest of the field back behind. A distant 5th on back.
I don't know if we're done seeing passing here for these front guys. I mean, here comes Keegan. He's to the inside this time around. The real question is that if and when he does clear the 60, does he have enough time to catch that 20?
He needs to clear the 60 now because you lose so much time going side by side through the corners. You already see how far ahead the 20 is at Mathews Wells. He has really gapped a big ways just by that one corner side by side.
He's clear now. Does this 5? I don't know. Actually, is Luke Rainey going to attempt to pass for second? He's not going to this time.
Yeah, he got up to third place, bared back to fourth. Caden Lynn trying to hold off for fifth off of the 6 of Jordan Stout. Just 2 laps to go, 3 miles left in Chicagoland, and Keegan Thompson to make up 3.5 tenths to get to Mathews Wells, but then he has to also pass him once he gets up there. Can he even get up there is the question. They're racing down the backstretch to see the white flag in the inaugural Tropicana 400 at Chicagoland.
I'm going to be honest with you. As long as the 20 doesn't make a mistake, I think he has enough space.
I think he does too. Here we go. White flag one more time around for Mathews Wells, looking to win his 3rd race of the season. And it would all come on the 1.5 ovals like Chicagoland. He won the World 600. He won at Las Vegas. Down the back straightaway, looking to win at Chicagoland for the first ever time in the Winston Cup Series. Through turns 3 and 4 for the final time. It's going to be Joe Gibbs Racing and Mathews Wells in victory lane to the checker flag. Mathews Wells is the winner of the inaugural Chicagoland Winston Cup Series race.
I don't know what to say. I mean, good for the 20 team for, winning another race yet again this season. But overall, with this race, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, that was a bit chaotic. Keegan Thompson, for the 2nd time this season, will finish runner-up to Mathews Wells just like he did in the World 600. Luke Rainey, a really good run, maybe his career race in 3rd place, one of the better races we've ever seen run. Nathan Barrett, though, you have to give props to that 60 team, a top 5 for him, a really good run. And 2 Roush cars, Caden Lynn kind of fell back there. But how about, Brett Sierra? How'd all that, not a lot of cars left in the race, but the 25 did not perform well at all. He even fell behind Brandon Beal there at the end.
Honestly, I don't think he cares. I think he's just happy that he missed literally every single wreck we had this race. I think he had to get by each one in some sort of manner. And no, actually, now I'm thinking about it, he did. He had to get by every single wreck this race. And just for him to bring home a car that I don't think had any scratches on it whatsoever, that's all he cares about. And the guy in 2nd place in points didn't finish the race. So I think they're going to call this as a win.
Yeah, definitely. He did gain points on Chris Jericho, so that is a victory in his book. But at the front, Jericho's teammate Mathews Wells wins his 3rd race of the season, trying to get Brett in the win totals there. Keegan Thompson ends up in 2nd once again. So once again, the string of good runs for Keegan continuing through the summer. Luke Rainey, a really good day in 3rd. Nathan Baird, a career day in 4th place for that Morgan McCord Motorsports car. And the top 5 for Jordan Stout, the 6th, edging out his teammate DeLello in 6th place. 7th place to the 01 of Caden Lynn, so really good runs for Team Savco right there. Lathan Strickland, 8th, really DI's only a bright spot in today's race. Laura Chung, a top 10 at night. And Nolan Lawrence for House Car Motorsports gets a top 10 in the 26th. Justin Zidell, some left side damage, but still musters in 11th place. Lynn's teammate Colin T gets 12th, so a really good day for Team Savco. Brandon Beal up to 13th at the end. For Brett Sierra, 14th. While he does gain points on Chris Jericho, definitely could be a what-if race where he only finished about 11 spots better than Jericho. So you think if he got a top 10, could have gained a lot more points on him. Benny Lynn also a top 15 for the 33. 17, 71, all these cars down here, really a lot of damage. They were just lucky to finish the race inside the top 20. Keyshawn Richardson just outside the top 20, and then 24th on down out of the race as we had 23 cars left running and 21 on the lead lap as a lot of cars DNF'd here at Chicagoland. And Trey, as we go and we look at the point standings, Brett Sierra still extends over Chris Jericho. It's starting to fade as we get through the midpoint of the season, and I think he's just hoping the summer can end quickly.
Yeah, you said it. Once the summer hits, Sierra turns it up, and so far so true. But again, I gotta say, when does his luck run out?
Yeah, I mean, today definitely not. You can talk about Michigan, Road America. He had really good race cars, and went up there and won the race. Today was a lot of luck, right? That car did not look good at all for the 25, but missing all those crashes while Jericho got involved in the crash, that is insane luck. Yeah,
it makes you got to think, like, next time we have a race like this where it's just a wreck fest, I guess you could say, at the very least, is if the 25 is going to be able to escape every single one without damage again, or if he's not going to, be as clean, and if the 18 will actually reverse roles with him. So I'll be curious to see. At the same time, I really don't want another race like this because it was a headache to try to figure out everything. So.
Well, Trey, fortunately for us and the drivers and teams, they get a week off now. to soak in what just happened here at Chicagoland. But in 2 weeks' time, JRTV will be back with the Winston Cup Series racing from the Pocono Raceway, the second race of the season there for the Pennsylvania 500.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I don't how you feel about it.
Remember last time out, Keegan Thompson won, kind of started the string of really good races for Hendrick Motorsports. So we'll see if maybe Hendrick brings some good cars there. If Chris Jericho can try and rebound the 18 as we get further, towards late summer. We talk about Jericho not necessarily the best in the summer as we saw last season, but the fall months and the end of the summer really his best time to shine. So we'll see if maybe Jericho can try and find some momentum to mount a charge onto Brett Sever's points lead. But today in Chicagoland was not his day, but it was his teammates' day. Mathis Wells with the win in the Tropicana 400 for the first ever Winston Cup Series race at Chicagoland. For Trey Bardo, I'm Joe Rokowski. Thanks for tuning in to JRTV for the 20th race of the Winston Cup Series season. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks' time for Winston Cup Series racing from the Pocono Raceway.